everyone, Erin here from Grounded Warrior. Welcome to November's Week 1 Strength Workout. This week we are doing 8 exercises, so similar to our total body conditioning workout. However, we're changing up the way you actually work and the time that you're working and the time that you're resting. So for this week's strength workout, we'll be going through the 8 exercises, and you'll do all of the exercises for 30 seconds and then resting for 15 seconds. And you'll go through each exercise doing that, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. After you do that for the entire round 1, you'll go back through all of the 8 exercises, and you'll do them for 45 seconds of hard work and then 15 seconds of rest. So the first round should take about maybe 6 or so minutes. The second round, maybe 8 or so minutes. Now, if you want to do even more, you can go for another 3rd or 4th round, and you can either go back to that 30, 15, or 45, 15. And for this week's strength workout, you'll need bands and 2 weights, so heavy and medium. The 8 exercises that we will be doing this week include a squat with band around the ankles, leg lifts using the band still around the ankle, skaters, a band pull apart with a back lunge, push-ups, nice and simple, tricep presses, a side walk with the band around the ankles with a bicep curl to an overhead press, and then forearm planks with heel lifts. So let's get started and work our hardest and do our best. We are going to be using bands. So I have a medium and a heavy. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. I think I got mine on Amazon for $10 for 5 different bands of varying resistance. So you're going to take your band, carefully put it around your ankles. I immediately start by bringing my feet wider so that there's resistance on the band and it doesn't fall down to my shoes. You want to keep it above the shoe line, and my toes are pointed forward, feet right under the armpits, set up for a good basic squat. So what the band is doing is it's trying to bring your knees and legs together, but you need to stay strong and keep them in line with your feet and your hips. So don't let anything splay in. Keep everything strong. And then do your squats. So you're gonna sit down nice and low and then come back up. You're sitting back into a chair, keeping your chest lifted, spine long. Another option, if you wanna change it, is by bringing the band up higher. The higher you go, the harder it may be, as the band is going to keep trying to bring your knees together. Once again, keep them strong and steady. And you can squat from here. You really feel it when you get down. This is where the band's trying to pull my knees together, and I'm keeping them apart. Strong and steady. All right, from here, you're gonna bring the band back down to your ankles if you moved it, and have your feet a little bit closer. We're going to be doing leg lifts out to the side and back. This is going to help work our hips and our glutes, which is really important. I'll show you on the left side to get started. So I'm mirroring you. I'm leaning over into my right leg. My chest is lifted and my left foot is lifted. So if you need to, you can use a chair under your hand or a wall for support. You're going to be lifting your leg out and tapping it down. Out and down. I'm keeping my toes pointed straight forward, and I'm lifting with the outer hip area. So try not to turn your toes out. Keep everything pointed straight forward. So out and together. So you would do this, working really hard. Next part of the exercise is backwards. So I'm gonna lean a little forward and I'm gonna kick back behind me. I'm pressing through my heel and the glute and the hamstrings. So the entire back of the leg is working really strong. If you need to, you can separate these 2 exercises. You would be adding on time because you'd want to make sure to do 30 seconds for each part, side and back. Or you can add the exercises together. So you would go out and back. Woo! Out and back. You can tap down the foot in between if you need to. Add a little bit of instability by keeping that foot up. After you do this on each side, so you would do the same thing, taking your time, working your hardest, is you would take the band off for skaters. So this should feel really good because skaters are going to still work the outer hip area and the glutes and the legs. However, it's going to be more cardio than strength. It's still strength though. So that's why it's incorporated in this week's workout. You're gonna step and step back, out and back. I'm keeping my chest lifted, core strong, hips pulled together, step and back. I'm not touching the ground. I'm not worried about reaching for the ground at all. I'm keeping my heart lifted. I see this a lot. I don't care if you can touch the ground. I want your skaters to be really strong in the legs. Option 2 is to take it without putting your foot down behind you. My toes and my knee are still pointed forward, chest is still lifted. I'm going side to side here. I'm pausing on each side to really work those muscles. Option 3 is by adding a hop. So you're actually gonna try to hop up and over, almost like a rainbow. You wanna arc it a little. So those 3 exercises are really gonna wake up your lower body. Our third exercise, you're going to need the band as well. We're going to be doing a band pull apart with the arms with a back lunge. So for this one, the band is gonna come around your wrist. You don't want it too close to the actual hand, about an inch or so past. Start by rolling the shoulders back, palms face forward towards each other. Right now, just keeping a little resistance on this, I can already feel it in my chest and my shoulders. From here, you're gonna add on. You're gonna step back, pull the band apart, and step forward. Repeat on the other side. Back lunge, pull apart, and step forward. Those back lunges, I want you to get really strong. Bend those knees really deeply. Keep your chest and shoulders right over your hips. Pull, and then repeat on the other side. You would go round 1, 30 seconds of work. Round 2, 45 seconds. From here, you don't need any equipment. We're going down right into push-ups. For push-ups, you wanna have your hands wider than your shoulders. So standing right now while you watch this, if you brought your arms forward and you pulled your fingers up towards the sky, your thumbs should be in line with your shoulders, middle finger pointed up. Same thing when you come on down. So hands wide. I'm gonna start off of my knees to just line myself up. The first option, you can bring your knees down, chest is open, spine is nice and long. You're gonna bend the elbows and press back up. Bend and press. I'm only bringing my chest to my elbows. I'm not going all the way down to the ground. Option 2 is going to be bend, press, and lift your knees. Bring them down as you bend the elbows and lift them up as you press up. Option 3, you're going to keep your knees lifted the whole time. Core is strong. You're gonna bend and press back up. So with push-ups, there's lots of different ways to do these. You can work at your hardest. You can always start out easy and then try the harder ones as your body warms up. Or you can start with the hardest and then go down to the easier one if you get too tired. From here, we're gonna flip over onto our backs for our next exercise. Our next exercise is a supine, which means on your back, tricep press. I have my heavy weights for this one. My arms are resting by my sides. The palms are facing each other. My core is engaged and back flat, so there's no space between my back and the mat. Option 1, just stay here, alternating your arms. So what you want to do is imagine you're punching the sky with your knuckles, like you're going to go right through the ceiling with the weight. Option 2, while you alternate the arms, keep your legs lifted in a tabletop. This is going to make your core work harder. So pressing up. Option 3, most challenging of all, your legs are long. You're going to be pressing, keeping the shoulder blades down, tapping the elbows to the ground. My core is strong. I'm feeling this in the back of the arms, that's for sure. From here, we'll come all the way up to stand. For our 7th exercise, you're going to need 2 things. First of all, your band around your ankles, and then a set of weights, heavy or medium, your choice. From here, we're going to be doing a band walk, working the outer and inner thighs of our legs with a bicep curl to an overhead press, working the upper body at the same time. I'm going to start over here at the edge of my mat. When you do your band walk, slight bend in the knees is important. My tailbone is tucked, my core is strong. I'm going to step out and together, bicep curl and overhead press, and down. Step out, together, keeping resistance on the band. When you come together, don't bring your feet all the way in. You'll lose the band. You'll have to refix it. Instead, keep resistance. So step slightly together, bicep curl, overhead press. And you would do this walking side to side for 30 seconds round 1 and 45 seconds round 2. Make sure you're not just going to one side. Make sure you switch, going back and forth. I usually suggest doing 4 in each direction. So step, bicep curl, press, and down, 4 each way. I'm going to actually leave the band on for our 8th and final exercise. We're gonna come down into a forearm plank with heel lifts, and the band is gonna make it really challenging. So if you're not ready for that yet, I would take the band off right now. Our final exercise, we're going to come down onto our elbows, which will release tension from the wrists, but still work our shoulders, if anything, even harder than a normal plank, because you're closer to the ground. You're resisting gravity even more. I have the band around my ankles so that these heel lifts, which is going to be strong and steady, is going to be even more challenging. I'll show you. So elbows right under shoulders. I always like to grab my biceps, make sure I'm set up correctly. Hands together or apart, which is even harder. Resist the ground and step your feet back. So first of all, I have the band on. So this is the most advanced version. You're going to lift your heel to the sky. It's a teeny, teeny, tiny movement, but it works so many muscles. My shoulders, my core, my legs, and my glutes. Obviously, you can do it without the band. So I'll take it off and show you what it looks like without it. And you're going to lift one heel and then the other. As you can see, I have a lot more range of motion. I can go further because there's no band restricting me. Important to keep your hips facing the ground. Try not to open out to the side or anything like that. You want to keep everything in a long line of energy, and all you do is lift those heels to the sky. If that's too much, just hold your forearm plank the whole round, doing your best. So for our November's week 1 strength workout, we have 1 round of all 8 exercises, working at 30 seconds, resting for 15. Round 2, you go through all of the 8 exercises, working for 45 seconds and resting for 15. I suggest you do not do this workout before or right after doing the total body conditioning. They work your legs a lot, so maybe you do the cardio workout in between. So maybe Monday start with total body, Tuesday do some cardio, Wednesday yoga, and then Thursday the strength workout. You work your body, your hardest, and your best. And then check in with us using the hashtag GroundedWarrior. Let us know how you're doing and how you're feeling. Thanks everybody, have a great day.